741 now, News Radio 1110 KFAB. This is the Good Morning Show. What are some good benefit choices you can make for the upcoming year? A lot of folks in the open enrollment period right now. Bill Dendy, CPA and money manager, coming on at 8:20 about that this morning. And if you're in open enrollment, that means you've got a group plan, which means you are probably, statistically at least, luckier than other folks who were in the private insurance market and have gotten letters saying, guess what, you're out of here. And part of the whole Obamacare thing right now that has a lot of people just scratching their head and very worried about how they're going to acquire insurance and how they're going to be able to afford it. Nebraska, number 8 nationally in terms of the increases that people are seeing in their premiums. And Art Jetter is here, past president of the National Life Underwriters Association. Health Underwriters. Sorry, Arthur. Good morning. Good to have you back.
Good morning.
You haven't eviled your way in here in a while. It's about time we catch up.
That's right.
What is this doing, start with this, doing now and likely to do in the future to the private insurance market or industry? As some people suggest, is this going to destroy it, Obamacare?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you the answer to that. I really don't know. It's going to distort certain things. It's going to change everything. I just don't know the answer whether it's going to destroy it or not. It could be that there's a hybrid situation. It's not going to be the insurance industry, private sector, the way that we normally think of a private sector. It's going to be a heavily government-dominated, regulated, even more so than it has been in the past, system.
Well, you have a situation, and correct me if I'm wrong, the basics, the 101 of how your industry works is that it's managed risk, and Obamacare has put rules in place that require you to change the calculation.
That's correct.
You can't exclude, and I mean, again, the general principle I think a lot of people like, that that folks who are in bad shape and have pre-existing conditions and so on ought to be able to have access to care, but that does change the calculation.
Well, let's back up just 1 minute.
All right, sure.
You said Nebraska is number 8.
That's what I'm told you.
Well, that's probably because we were at the lowest cost health insurance in the nation.
Is that right?
And there's a lot of good reasons for that. Mm-hmm. But those have kind of gone out the window. Look, if you were in a group, the odds are you were able to join the group. And in Nebraska, if you were on your own and you had a health problem and you needed to buy health insurance, why, we had a risk pool. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't that people couldn't buy insurance. It was, and the only thing is that it's too expensive for people that don't have any money.
Right.
And this may be one of the few compliments that I have about the program, but for years we've talked about
the morning show program or Obamacare?
Correct.
I don't know.
The morning show. The morning show program. Rosie.
Yeah. It was shocking. It was Chaminade defeats Virginia.
Oh, yes. I fell out of my chair a couple of years ago when I heard him say it. But back in '87, I was hauling around a proposal very similar, which would say, people without any money, we need to subsidize them and let them become consumers like the rest of us. And that is kind of what's happening here, except you can't really be a complete consumer, because if you want to have the effects of this, you have to go to the exchange. If you're a low-income person and you are going to go buy private health insurance, then that's the one person I can say probably belongs going to the exchange so that they can get the subsidy to help them pay for their health insurance.
Right. If you can get on.
This is the fallacy of the Rosarian plan, which at its roots is brilliant. And I also have a solution for illegal immigration that nobody wants to listen to, but it's brilliant too. In this case, what they're suggesting is healthy young people. The calculation that is flawed because the math, as you pointed out years ago, does not match up. Healthy young people buy insurance so the sick old people or just sick people get something and it doesn't bankrupt the system, but it's going to bankrupt it anyway.
But you have to have huge numbers, though.
You have to have huge numbers. And, of course, the numbers defy that. Over the next 25 years, we're going to have about 120 million people retire, and we're going to have 50 million go into the workforce. So who's going to pay for all of these bills?
Right.
That's a whole separate show.
Yeah.
But to me, what's happening that is doubly disappointing and again offers only this, and that is we're dealing with intellectual dishonesty. and that is all of these people are going to be put on Medicaid now, because when you plug into the system, Art, it's going to say, how much do you make? And it's, oh, wait a minute, no, you're different. You're Medicaid now. So we're going to have a massive influx of people out of the exchanges into government-sponsored Medicaid.
That's going to hurt a lot of states, because Medicaid is the one budget element that states have been woefully incapable of managing, and that's the one big complaint. But there will be some people that find themselves, they used to rely on Medicaid because they thought, well, if something goes wrong, I don't have any assets, my income will stop, I get free health insurance for Medicaid. Now, those people today are going to pay a premium because they're going to get stuck in the exchange. They're not going to have a choice. They're going to have to go do that or pay the penalty. So, it's completely distorting things. I have figured this out, that mothers should not let children take cell phones to do Facebook to sixth grade math, because that's probably the root of the whole problem right there.
Right. Yeah. They can't do the arithmetic.
They can't do the arithmetic.
Art Jetter's with us.
We're not teaching them to do math. We're just teaching them to find the answer.
748 on News Radio 1110 KFAB. Art, how would this change the equation? And there's no indication that it's going to happen, but as one great listener pointed out via email last week, if I want to go buy car insurance, or I want to go buy widgets or whatever I want to buy, I look all over the country and find the best deal. We cannot do that with health insurance. If we could, how would that change the equation in terms of competition in the marketplace on the exchanges?
Well, you have to answer
significantly.
Well, you have to answer this question first. Mm-hmm. Does that mean that somebody in New Jersey could buy insurance from Nebraska under Nebraska laws and override New Jersey laws? Because that would save the people in New Jersey a ton of money. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Here in Nebraska, I don't think I'd want too many other states' health insurance. Well, I mean, prior to this. Mm-hmm. Because
we had the lowest.
We had the lowest. I mean, if you look at the state constitution, we didn't really need tort reform because we have a limit. If you have a punitive judgment in California, the attorney and the plaintiff get to split it. Here in Nebraska, it goes to the state education system. So when you see these gazillion-dollar awards, they don't happen around here because there's no motive.
Right.
Unless the judge decides that's what's necessary.
A minute left, and I don't know that you have an answer to this, but I want to ask just to get your wisdom. Suppose that you're someone who has fallen on harder times, but your income is not low enough to qualify for subsidies. You can't get private policy like you used to, and you're forced on the exchange, and you can't afford it. What's the option? What's the answer?
Look, everybody has a different situation.
Right.
And so I'm going to give you, this is the best advice I can give you. You have to talk to an insurance agent, and they have to help you with this. And before too long, the exchange, when they fix the website, it's supposed to list agents. But right now, I'll tell you, go to nahu.org, nahu.org. There's a button there that says Find an Agent. And click on that, and you can find a health insurance agent that can help you.
Great. Always good to have you on, Arthur. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Art Jetter, the official evil insurance man of the Good Morning Show, here at 750.
The Good Morning Show on 1110 KFAB.